babies.
So
it's too bad. This interview we have lined up was really designed for Billy Trashcan. As a trial lawyer coming on, Bill's hands down out of the three of us, the one, like I had to come up with questions off the internet. Bill could rattle that shit off the top of his head through personal experience.
Yep. Yes, he could.
He'd be filing off penal codes that by the digits. Like, give me your opinion on this one.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Kramer, who's about to join us, would be like, "Well, I think it's a steadfast rule in law, and I think it fucking sucks."
Yeah, suck it, bitch tits.
Yeah, it's always a good thing that he's not with us.
Especially for these like interviews where we're dealing with like a professional. It's probably for the best.
I don't like your approach here. This is our show, okay? Don't change yourself for anybody else, whether it's a trial lawyer or anyone else.
No, I understand that, but it's just
he comes on the screen and he's wearing a suit and tie. I'm gonna,
he's going to be. I thought about it. I honestly thought about dressing up.
However, I think he has a funeral to go to after.
So then we'll allow it.
Damn it! All right, fine. You want to let him in because he's like 10 minutes early, obviously.
Of course. Let's do this.
Let's go. Hold on. It's whiskey night. The obvious one classifies every piece of alcohol as
Bud Light.
Bud Light. What are you drinking tonight? Whiskey? Whiskey night, Ray? Sure. Shows up with a 30-pack of Bud Light.
Nah, I got great door tie-dye too.
I just drink them faster on whiskey night. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll keep up. No worries.
Fair enough. That's hilarious. Ooh, real quick too.
Wow, he's already connected and everything.
Wait, is the audio?
Yeah, he's good. He's good to go.
That was fast as lightning.
How'd you do that?
Man, we're fast out here in LA,
I guess that's true. And we just said we knew he was going to have some kind of jacket on, but I'm glad you lost the tie, or it was going to be real awkward. With
man, I got it right here. I ripped it off just in time.
We appreciate it, man. Well, thanks for the time. Joining us here with us is Daniel Kramer, trial lawyer and the Los Angeles Trial Lawyers Charity president. And I'm sure you have a lot of other titles to your name. You got a lot of other awards and a lot of things. You're, rather big shot, and clearly you're high up in some corner office there. So, again, we're just a little bit out of our norm here on the Simple Mind Sports Show, but we'd like to welcome you anyway.
No, I love it. I'm a sports fan first and foremost. So I'll take that title all day.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we see the Colorado helmet in the background there.
Yeah, huge Buffs fan.
Nice.
You guys are Patriots fans, right?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you guys got Will Sherman, offensive tackle, in like the 6th round. He was our first player drafted this year.
How's he going to be for us?
He's good, man. I like him. He's solid.
Okay.
I'm glad he got drafted. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he makes the team.
I was just checking out the depth charts today, and they have Will Sherman listed at every single offensive position except for center. So I think he's got a good shot of making it.
Yeah.
Belichick loves that. Belichick loves that.
Versatility.
Absolutely.
Well, look, man, we want to get into, we want to learn about, your charity and your work. We have a lot of questions. We're actually, fortunately or unfortunately for you and us, we're missing our third, whose nickname is Billy Trashcan, who's may or may not have had a little bit of legal trouble himself. He would have had a lot of interesting questions that we probably couldn't come up with, but we'll do our best. And then definitely want to talk some sports and get into whatever you want. And we're taking it pretty easy here, but I'll kick it over to Ray. We'll get started and then go from there.
All right.
Yeah, so since 2013, you've been honored as the personal attorney of the year over in Pasadena, California, correct?
Yeah, for personal injury.
So is that a award that no one's going to ever break? Like, is that a Cal Ripken kind of thing? Like 8 consecutive years in a row? Is that like one of these magic records that is never going to be broken?
No, definitely not. It's probably broken every single year by many other attorneys. So
the Iron Man of Pasadena trial.
Yeah. I just saw that. I was looking at your website. I was like, wow, like since 2013, that's 8 years running. I mean, that's a pretty impressive feat.
Yeah, no, it's fairly common. I'll be honest.
Oh, well, so speaking of your website, I saw all the awards. Humble brag much? I mean,
I
I
know.
couldn't even name all of them. I'm just going through it. It's like scrolling all the way down. Like there's like at least 15 on there. So I mean,
I know,
you're a
man.
pretty impressive man.
My mom hates that. She, I was raised to be very a lot more humble than you kind of have to be. It's such a competitive market out here. You got to put the stuff on there. It's what clients want to see. They want to know you're willing to go into trial and
Well,
kick
absolutely,
people's asses.
absolutely.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering. It's that was the first thing that struck out to us. We had a couple questions on it. Was like to see your website. I'm like, wait, they give awards to lawyers? Like, is this a regular thing? And then I just imagine with your industry, because you also have, you kind of market the verdicts that you won in the dollar figures, in the millions and stuff. Is that like, you kind of just gave us the answer, but is that really important in your industry in terms of grabbing clients and clout, and is that all kind of stuff that you guys have to work for and really maybe get out of your comfort zone and sell yourself like that? Is that in that
Yeah, I mean,
industry?
it's kind of a little bit of, talking sports, like it's the closest thing you can get to playing a sport without actually playing a sport, right? Because we're judged on our wins and losses. We go into court, huge battle, huge competition. You're fighting all the way up to a trial, and then you go to court, and it's either you win or you lose. And so I don't know many professions outside of sports that are like that. And I think that's one thing I love about it. Like all my buddies, all my friends, men and women who try cases, a lot of them are former athletes, and a lot of them just have that hardcore competitive drive because our clients relying on them for a life-changing event. It's the biggest moment in their life. So you got to work super hard. You got to have that competitive edge. So to go back to your question, client, yeah, I mean, it's competitive in the marketing field. And you don't learn how to market in law school. And so It's just kind of something you have to pick up along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. No, my real job is sales, and it's a similar idea. Like there's a ton of ex-athletes that probably just couldn't get through law school. I'll use that as my excuse. So we just went into sales.
That's funny. Yeah.
So, like I said, I looked at your website, and you obviously won a lot of big money court cases. Is winning those big court cases better than having sex?
Not having sex.
I think my wife's
sex.
listening right now. It is. It's close. It's very close.
It has to be so satisfying, man. I mean, just helping out your client like that, I mean, some of these are like well over $1 million. I mean, that just has to be one of the most satisfying things to help these people out.
Yeah, no, there really, truly is. There's really no better feeling than, there's no more scary feeling than when you hear the 3 buzzes. So the way, the jury has the case, it could be out for like days. And so you're just like, your palms get sweaty. Then you hear those 3 buzzes, because like 1 buzz means a question, 2 means they need a break, but 3 means the verdict is in. And you're usually out in the hallway just pacing, just like everything's going through your mind. Oh, did the jury, when they were taking a break, did they look at me weird? Or is the judge, how are they feeling about my case?
Yeah.
And you get those 3 buzzes, and every time, like your palms just start sweating. You get super nervous because if it goes south, like this is your client's one shot,
Yeah.
But yeah, when they come back with a big award, like something that you asked them is fair and just to give your client, and you look back and you see your client just bawling in the background because they know their life's forever changed in a good way for all this horrible trauma they've had to go through. Yeah, there's absolutely no better feeling than that. It really is super rewarding. It's a great profession to be in. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. A lot of happy bears for you that night.
Oh yeah.
Is that so when do you make that decision between, like a trial lawyer or research or, academics? Like, did you always know that was kind of the path that you wanted to go towards, or was it somewhere, in the journey of learning law that you're like, well, okay, I'm suited for this. I'm good at it. Let me try this out.
It's kind of, random. I mean, I thought I was going to be like a corporate tax mergers and acquisitions attorney up until my 3rd year. So I'm taking all these tax classes, these business planning classes. I was like, I want to build things up instead of litigating and breaking them down. And then my first job out of law school was working at this big insurance defense firm. And my boss and I were actually, we were the managing partner of this big firm. We were having a couple beers and we were just talking. He's like, man, I really think you'd love to get up in front of 12 citizens in a courtroom. He's like, I think you would really love it. I think you're kind of fit for that. So he put me in the department that does that, like defending car crash cases, which is so far from what I ever thought I'd be doing.
Yeah.
I just think that's a joke. Like I never want to do that. But then like within a few weeks, few months, I'm like up there in court, I'm taking depositions, doing mediation, I'm doing like real lawyer stuff like you see on TV. And 11 months after I got sworn in, I'm trying my first case in Santa Monica in front of the jury. And, I just fell in love. I mean, there's just no better feeling than when you get a jury sworn in. And so after that, you kind of just get hooked, But a lot of people have different ways they got to their career path in law, and it varies so much.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So I know you kind of have a quite a few degrees, but just checking out your bio there, the first thing that dawned on me when I saw Southwestern law school was that's just what I would make up on the East Coast if someone told me in my
like, hey man, that's the Harvard of the West.
I graduated Southwestern Law School. Not that I know anything about law schools. It's probably excellent.
It's probably like a premier college to go to. Yeah,
I went to Southwestern.
Don't worry about it. It's a great law school. Some of the best trial attorneys and judges in California went to Southwestern. It's a gritty law school. It's one that gets students ready to actually be out there doing stuff like I did. Getting ready to try cases right away. You're not going to be groomed at one of these big white shoe firms. You're going to be out there actually doing stuff right away, and they groom you for that. So I got a lot of love for my law school, man.
Proud alumni.
Proud alum, absolutely.
So the big thing that you're the president of the charity, the Los Angeles Trial Lawyers Charity. How did that all come about? Like it sounds like almost like a Robin Hood kind of thing that you guys are doing, just helping out the poor and helping out the less fortunate out there.
Yeah, well, so it's kind of interesting because we try to we do that in our profession. I mean, in our profession, we are literally taking down big corporations who are cutting corners on safety and hurting people, or they allow harassment in the workplace and termination based on race, whatever, so we're out there trying to we all feel like we're Robin Hoods, right? Mm-hmm. And so you have all these great, big hearted trial lawyers. And then in 2006, a small group just wanted to do more, which hardly any of us have time. I mean, we're busy like everyone else, but when we're in trial, I mean, we're working,
day and night. So, yeah.
Oh no, it's crazy. Yeah. I mean, you're not sleeping much, but they just wanted to give back even more. And there was such a need for it in LA. A lot of disadvantaged people, people who really need help, homeless, disabled kids, battered women. And so we formed an organization, and the trial lawyers, who are just such big-hearted people, they're all plaintiff trial lawyers, and they just wanted to give back. And so slowly we started raising money. Like the first couple of years, I think we raised like 35 grand to give back. So we give it back to other partner charities. And then over the last 15 years, we've given away about $5 million. That's awesome. To people who need it. Like I said, just a wide variety, and really making a difference here in LA.
Yeah, you guys did your first public thing since COVID started for Easter, right?
Yeah, we did. At El Nido, it's an organization down in South Central LA that helps families that need it, and super COVID safe. Put together, food and toys, and they drive by. We'd all have masks on, give it to them, and they were so appreciative because I'm like everywhere else. These people who are already struggling before.
No, it's worse.
Even harder by COVID. And and there's so many trial lawyers who just want to step up. We had like a waiting list for the volunteers because we only have so many.
Yeah.
So it was great to be back in.
That's awesome.
Did you guys as trial lawyers, like what was that blip like with COVID not being able to get in the courtroom, or did you find more time in your hands, or was it like teachers, like now everything's on Zoom and like come in just 10 times harder? Like how'd you guys deal with that?
Well, we're going to be dealing with it for like another year, 2 years, just because courts are closed, right? So I'm on a bunch of boards, and we're dealing with the courts right now. And in LA, they're saying that court cases that are set for like this month, next month, the rest of the year, you may be lucky to get in trial in 2022. Most likely be pushed to 2023 because so much backlog. There's like 50,000 PI trials that need to go that have just been sitting there because they can't get tried. You can't do a trial. I mean, some counties are trying to do trial over Zoom, but I personally think that'd be impossible. The jurors, they barely pay attention as it is.
Right.
Having the internet right in front of them, and just so they can
just playing on their phones and shit. Yeah.
Like watching MLB TV. It's like,
yeah. So that's, there's no way I would agree to that.
Yeah.
But so that just created this huge backlog, and jurors are finally starting to feel comfortable enough to come back, but the courtrooms aren't big enough. The courtrooms out here in LA County are pretty small, and so they can't, put up with the social distancing that you need to have. So there's gonna be a huge backlog, and it sucks because, like, you have some clients that are older or they have some very serious injuries, they may not make it all the way to trial. And as tragic as that actually gives a windfall for the defendants, because in California, any pain and suffering damages, like these human losses, not medical bills or lost wages, like these human losses, they die with the plaintiffs. So essentially, if someone could, like, you know, a big corporation cut someone's leg off, and then if that person dies 2 years from now because they can't get to trial, all those damages really that they should get, or the defendant should have to pay, just die with the person. It's really sad. We're actually trying to change that law in California right now. They're actually the state Senate's working on passing a bill to change that.
Yeah, sounds like one that needs a little bit of adjustment. Because I was just gonna say, the other side of it is, you can tell your clients, we got a lot of time to work in these cases. They should be real mint by the time we get into the room there.
Yeah, no,
exactly. Boom, we're ready to go.
Yeah, totally.
Go ahead, Ray.
All right, so yeah, you are a big sports fan. You're a big Atlanta sports fan, from what we heard.
I am. That's correct.
I want an instant reaction when I say this to you. 28-3.
Motherfucker. Come on.
Yeah.
I had a feeling, like, I'm talking to some Boston guys, there's going to come.
Perfect. That's all I wanted to hear.
Oh, man.
No, but what's your thoughts on your teams this year? I mean, the Falcons they're rebuilding. The Braves, I mean, they have a chance to win the NLE. So
can I say this before you go, Daniel? How the hell do the Falcons not take Fields or Jones or whoever the quarterback? Like, Matt Ryan's 36. Like, I know he's getting paid, but that's a perfect scenario for a young quarterback.
It's a perfect scenario. I mean, look, I think Pitts is a legit tight end. I think he is a game-changing tight end, but I mean, I'm in the film. We just kind of need to blow it up at this point, or at least, you know, start fresh with a young quarterback. And they're talking about getting rid of Julio Jones, and I don't know. I don't really know what we're doing there. I mean, we so many games we lost in the fourth quarter last year that, you know, we got a new coaching staff, so we'll see if things turn around. But
new GM, new coaching staff. So yeah.
No, I'm a huge Braves fan. I probably watch like 100 and try to watch 150 games a year. We're about to play right now, but it's been a disappointing start. I got to be honest. Acuna has been absolutely amazing, but the rest of our offense, besides Austin Riley, been hitting like 200 in our bullpen. I don't know. I'm worried. It's at some point you are your record, right? And so we'll see.
It's also early May though, so I mean, you got plenty of time to turn it around.
Here's the thing about baseball, though. You can't win it in April, but you can lose it.
No, absolutely.
You
guys are in first place, surprisingly. I'm impressed.
Yeah, we don't talk about that much though.
Duct tape and Elmer's glue, man. That's how this thing is going down. Yeah. It's a long season, and our third, who he may pop on here at any second. I don't know. Maybe not, actually. He's a huge Braves fan. And actually, Boston has a weird connection to the Braves because, you know, Boston Braves and, you know, in baseball is so friggin' old in its veins that there's still a lot of Braves connection there. So, you know, I actually root for the Braves as an NL team, and I think they'll be all right. They're young, they got to go through some bumps, but just look at the Nats when they won. I mean, they were atrocious, and then they made their run. So if you got
under 500 like talent, most of the year
at the All-Star break, I think,
I know,
and then they ripped it off. So if you got young talent, I think you're okay. You can get a spark and fly in baseball.
Braves definitely have that.
Did you ever think about being a sports agent?
For a minute, one of my best friends and roommates worked for the Beverly Hills Sports Council. They had like Mike Piazza, Barry Bonds back when we were in law school, and he wanted to be one. And I had I'll see how it is for him, and it just sounded pretty miserable. I mean, just the stuff that he was dealing with, the egos. I mean, but yeah, I mean, of course, like growing up a huge sports fan, once I realized I could not break a 5 flat 40 time or hit a curveball, like I realized I need to do something different, but I want to do something in sports. But yeah, I mean, of course, I thought about it.
That's been my journey. That's why we're doing this podcast at 35 years old. But my thought too was in high school, like, oh, maybe I'll go try and be an agent. Then you got to go to law school. Okay, well, that's out. But then, like you said, like I watched Jerry Maguire and like, I don't want to deal with Cuba Gooding Jr. That guy seems like a dick.
Yeah. You would have that one age. You would have that one guy for your agency. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, totally. No, he has some bad stories. I don't want to call out some athletes, but some just real bad stuff.
You can do it. No one's watching. It's okay.
I just know Mike Piazza was not friendly when he had to drop off a TV to his house.
I don't think that's news. I think Mike Piazza kind of has that reputation. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Kind of interesting too. Yeah, whatever. Okay, we're gonna let you go here quickly. We got some sports questions, some interesting ones, some weird ones. one really weird one. I just want to go over a couple sports cases and get your opinion on it. One being CTE with the NFL, like ex-NFL players, which seems like, I mean, not right up your alley, but they're plaintiffs fighting for something that they're not getting or not getting enough of, and certainly not, their reputation seems to be lacking. Have you ever put any thought on that or have any opinion on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's some law firms out here that handled the $1 billion settlement. Some of my buddies were at those firms, and yeah, I mean, those are absolutely legit cases, especially the NFL knew and didn't really warn or do anything to protect these players.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think those are legit cases.
Is that where the settlement came in? Like, yeah, you guys know exactly what you did. Like, just here's the number, match it.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much. Pretty much. But now, because like football was such a big part of my life, I played all through high school. I didn't play college, but I have a 18-month-old son who's just going to be a bruiser, and I really want him to play. My wife, it's going to be a battle. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see like how we where that goes when he gets older.
It'll be interesting to see what the sport looks like, especially in California. They're as left as you can get. You'd think you can find some progressive football leagues out there limiting whatever hits they're supposed to be taking.
Yeah, I know.
We'll see.
It'll be, I don't know, 18 years from now, who knows what it's going to look like.
Yeah. Okay, quickly, I got two more. Are you familiar and do you remember the Tim Donaghy?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Any legal type of advice there? Where you're like, or
did he plead guilty?
Yeah. They got him. I think they ran a sting on him.
I wouldn't mind being his book agent. Isn't he? He's going to make a lot, or didn't he make a lot of money? I thought he just got a book deal or something.
Yeah, I think he also linked up with bookies. Like, I think he got through the whole legal mess. I don't know if he did any jail time. I think he did I
thought he did 18 months.
Yeah, he did.
I think he did some light sentence, and then came back and is now just making bank through the gaming industry and everything else.
I know. Crazy.
Last one, OJ.
Which what do you want to talk about? Which
just figured I'd throw it out there. Oh yeah, which case? That's a good question.
That is a better question.
Yeah. No, one of these attorney mentors out here has actually defended him in the wrongful death case where they got like $9 million. It's a tough case to defend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough case to defend. It's a little different standard on the civil side than on the criminal side.
Yeah. That's tough.
That's all right. Well, Ray, let me set this up because your use of words is not great. We have one more question for you, and this is a legal question involving our dumb minds. It's called Simple Mind Sports Show. Last year, we're Boston Bruins fans. We have been disappointed by Tuukka Rask on several occasions when in the biggest stage. Our third, who's not here, Bill, is the biggest hockey fan. He made the claim that the Bruins would never win the Stanley Cup with Tuukka Rask in net. We said, if they do, you have to get a tattoo of Tuukka Rask on your butthole. He agreed to it on camera.
On tape. We have it on recording.
Is it legally binding?
Are verbal contracts enforceable in Massachusetts? I don't know. I'll have to look that one up.
I'm in Maryland. So how does the internet work?
I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I'll tell you what, Tuukka's looking good and the Bruins are looking good. So.
Oh man,
he's gonna fight us for this. So if you're available June, July, we'll greatly appreciate it.
Hey, I need to get back in court, so if it goes to trial quick,
Yeah, of course, we'll have you.
Yeah, well, the People's Court. That seems like a really nice case for the People's Court.
This would be a good one. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Who's the? I forget the judge in the People's Court now.
It was Wapner back in the day, but I don't even know who it is.
I forget. I don't watch enough daytime bad TV anymore. But the imagine the judges. So let me get this straight.
Yeah. Do you have any photographic evidence?
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. Okay, well, we have it here. We have to just check the Massachusetts and Maryland standards on that and see if it's legally binding over video because he agreed to it.
Yeah.
What about inebriation? Can he prove that he was too inebriated to be under?
How does he sound? No.
How does he sound?
That's terrible all the time.
Yeah.
Well, then that's good. That actually helps your case then.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
That's great. All right, man. We appreciate it. Where can we go, or is there anything that we can do for the charity there, or just raise awareness?
Not just for lawyers. We work a lot with disadvantaged youth sports here in LA. So go to our website LATLC.org. We support a lot of the disadvantaged youth sports here in LA, and it's a great organization, great cause. Los Angeles Travelers Charity. Really appreciate you guys having us on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got a little bit of a Southern California base out there. The number one pickleball player in Southern California.
I saw that
roster. So maybe we'll link you guys up. You guys can do a pickleball event or something.
Let's do it. That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
Right on, man. Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Good luck with everything.
Have a good one. Yeah,
you too,
take care. Bye.
Later.
Okay, first of all, obviously, super cool guy, trial lawyer. You know he was going to be well-spoken, handsome fella.
Yeah.
Knew what he was doing, had a question, had an answer for everything. Yeah. Almost too cool for school. Only laughed at some of our jokes. I thought we were funnier than that, but that's okay. But the important news here.
Quest is on, baby.
The Quest is officially on. Legally.
Oh, that just made my day.
I like how we went through 25 minutes of questions about us. In the back of both of our minds were just
the Quest.
I need to get this butthole tattoo off my chest. That's why I'm sorry I didn't let you ask it.
No, please, by all means. You're better with words.
It was every time I went to ask a question, I almost asked that one.
Oh, really cool guy.
Yeah. I did have 3 questions that I thought would have been good if I didn't get in there. We kind of took up his time. I wanted to know his best lawyer joke. I wanted his opinion on Law and Order and Better Call Saul. And I wanted to know his opinion if he could have got Colonel Jessup to admit he ordered the code red.
Yeah.
I think he would have said yeah.
Oh, of course.
Definitely. Yeah. But to be fair, he's no Tom Cruise. Damn it, what was Tom Cruise's name?
Bill would know this. On Dan.
His first name is Dan. No, I think his first name was Dan. Not
sure?
Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan.
Dang.
Magic legs. Shit. All right, now it's going to bug me. Well, okay. That was great.
That was fun.
Any parting words?
Quest is on.
Yeah, Quest is on. We can say go Boulder, Buffs. You got no qualms rooting for the Colorado.
They haven't been relevant since Cordell Stewart was there. Slash.
And we got their tackle, who's slated in at every offensive line position on the Patriots,
except for center.
What's it? Will Sherman?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Nice job.
Nice. Thanks.